1, 2, 2, 3. 1, 2, 2, 3. In the place to be. In the place.
Mic check.
What do you want the public to do today? What exactly is going on today?
You know, I'd like the public to know that this issue is not dead. You know, because the media and the politicians have not been putting it in the spotlight, they should put it in the spotlight, especially the residents on the west side, certainly in Greenwich Village, who are a very outspoken group of people, but all over the west side. Chelsea, Hell's Kitchen, everyone should be shouting about this. It is the right of a tax-paying citizen to have a community hospital nearby them in Manhattan. This isn't upstate New York where you drive an hour to a hospital. This is New York City. Our taxes are incredibly high. We deserve to be protected. And our police and firemen also deserve to be taken care of. If there's anything that happens to the police or firemen who are, you know, our first responders in any kind of situation all over Manhattan, God forbid something happens to them, they need to be taken to a hospital. So it's not just about the community or the elderly or children. You know, it is about also people who are working for the city workers who we depend on and we, you know, we support. So we are in solidarity with the firemen and the policemen.
Can you give us a tour of that box? Can you show us what's going on with that?
Yeah, we're putting letters in the box, you know, to give to the president here. So the president of Hunter knows that the needs assessment is being done and that village residents have come here to put letters in the box. I brought 3 letters from the community board meeting last night. There was a zoning meeting and people just handed me letters because they knew who I was in the community. I'm just a local. I have no political affiliations. I'm just angry that the village community is dying. The businesses are dying there. They're suffering. There's a lot of problems in the community, and it's changed tremendously as a result of this hospital being closed. 168 years. I just can't even imagine what New York City, what the mayor, what anybody is thinking about closing this facility. So here's the box. Putting in my needs assessment. Happy birthday. Hopefully we'll get a new hospital being born out of this.
And why Hunter College again?
Hunter College was, I guess, chosen. I don't know who chose Hunter College. Do you know? I don't know who chose Hunter College to be affiliated with a needs assessment. I don't know if they're doing it for free. There was a lot of money, I think, supposedly allocated for them to do this. I don't know where it came from. As a result of St. Vincent's closing, a lot of money was given to urgent care, which is kind of absurd because urgent care is just going to a doctor's office 24/7. It's not trauma.
Cardiologists said they refer to those as boo-boo rooms.
Boo-boo rooms.
Boo-boo rooms. You cut your finger, you can go there.
And so the needs assessment will be taking place here?
They're supposed to be calibrating or calibrating if in fact the West Side needs a hospital. I don't know how the West Side can't need a hospital after 168 years of having the infrastructure in place for that community, which continues to grow and expand.
Let me tell you something else about those boo-boo rooms. They should be investigated. They should be run out of town. If you look in the Villager, there's one that advertises on Chambers Street. Emergency room, the same as any hospital room, full emergency. I called them, I said, do you have a BiPAP machine? No. That's what saved my husband's life at St. Vincent's, okay? So they are not well equipped, and they're giving people the misguided information, the sense that they can go there for an emergency and they'll be dead. Hello? Because they're not equipped to handle. It's false advertising. They should be sued. There's an idea.
So I think this is the president's office this way. I'm not sure. You think so? Jennifer.
They're asking for Hunter College not to do this study for St. Vincent's because it's unnecessary. So can we give these letters to President Rob?
So you won't be able to get speak with them. If you hire people who visit our website and have some sort of contact information to get in contact.
Is there a way to like, set up an appointment with her? When will her meeting be over? Like, can we come back?
She's at a meeting.
If she's at a meeting, she will get out eventually. So is there a way, like she's a secretary we can reach to come back?
The best thing to do is to visit our website, get all the contact information from there about her.
But we're sort of here now with letters, so we'd kind of like to
We
drop
want to
them
deliver
off.
the letters to the president.
But you guys don't have
Can you get one of her
appointments now.
secretaries to come down and take a look? I'm sorry?
If I could represent
Yeah, that would be great.
That would be good.
come down and meet you here.
Yeah,
just
that would
somebody
be
from the
good.
college.
Just if you would wait over there.
We'll be
Thank you
glad.
very much.
Sure.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah, sure.
Nice to be inside of home again. Cold out there.
Hey, it's a lot warmer in here.
Oh God, yes. Man.
St. Vincent's, which is
Oh,
a
yeah.
hospital
I
in our
mean, that's
neighborhood.
common knowledge.
And the president, Rob, they're doing what,
He wants to know if you can videotape.
I'd rather not.
right. But the president, the president of Hunter now is on a committee, a needs assessment committee, and they're supposed to decide whether or not there is a hospital needed. And of course, it goes without saying if there's a hospital needed. So we have a number of letters that we had written to her saying that there is a definite need for the hospital. And this whole needs assessment has just been a smokescreen because the local politicians would rather sell that building and get a lot of money from real estate interests. So,
I
so
hear
now you know why we're here.
Okay.
So, but if we could
I'm
talk.
just doing a bogus assessment, basically. It's not real.
I can't respond to
Right,
that. That's
that's
your
right.
feelings, and,
Yeah.
and of course you're entitled to your feelings and your thoughts. But we'll get somebody.
Well,
down
thank
here.
you for
Thank
helping
you very
us.
much.
Just
Appreciate
warm up and hang out from there.
Appreciate your
Just
help.
take a couple of minutes.
Thank you.
I really feel that this part of this problem is a class distinction, because I know there are lots of rich people in my building, and when I try to discuss the hospital with them, they wave me away. They don't want to hear about it. I think they feel that, well, first of all, nobody thinks they're going to have an emergency. It just happens, you know. It emerges suddenly. But I think they think if they're hit by a car or have a heart attack, that they're going to be airlifted to what they think are the better hospitals on the east side. And they felt that, I've actually written a poem about it that WestView printed. St. Vincent's took everybody. They treated the poor people who had no insurance whatsoever. You could come into the ER and get attention. And I think that is extremely important. At the end of the day, I want the safety for about 1 million people a day from the foot of Manhattan up to 114th Street and Amsterdam Avenue to St. Luke's and Roosevelt, which is currently the only Trauma 1 hospital on the west side. I don't know if people are aware how important St. Vincent's was as a trauma center, because not all hospitals, even if they have an ER, it is not equipped with people who are trained and the materials and machines, whatever they need, to treat Trauma 1 patients. So if something terrible happens to you, you're out of luck by the time they take you up to 114th Street. Think about it, guys. Okay.
Who's you representing?
Hey, how are you?
Hello, I'm Vincent. I have some letters for President Rob.
Sure.
We're asking Hunter College to not do the needs assessment study We think right now the way they've developed it's a monkey study because they're asking simple questions. They're going to put it on the web, and it's just a waste of taxpayer dollars. And we don't think the needs assessment is necessary because we represent the community, and we're downtown where the hospital is located. We live down there. I'm a 2-time cancer survivor. I'm a 2-time heart attack survivor. And
I came to one of the public meetings.
Can we ask your name?
Neil Cohen.
Neil Cohen. Are you on the committee? Are you on the needs assessment committee?
Yes.
And
Yes, all right.
we find the secrecy of the needs assessment committee totally contrary to the community. The fact that you don't publish your meetings where we can attend, not to disrupt or anything.
No,
like
I'm not
that.
on the. I'm sorry. I'm not on
The needs
that,
assessment committee.
I'm on the needs assessment. I'm not on that committee that you say doesn't publish.
They have that-
I'm involved with
they
the
have that
Hunter
group as-
assessment.
As a secret meeting, they don't let the community know when they're meeting. The committee is composed of people who have gotten money from Tom Duane, Jerry Nadler, and whatever as far as community service organizations. It's not an unbiased group. We don't think the time that they're wasting to do this needs assessment is really putting it where it's in the community's best interest.
Can I say something? Sure. From the Hunter perspective, we were asked to participate since we're not, we're an academic institution and we are not, we don't come to this with any bias with respect to looking to have one outcome or another kind of outcome. So we were asked to apply our skills in what's considered to be sort of more qualitative assessment of issues and needs. So one of our professors with some of our graduate students have been working toward a qualitative survey, which we think is a balance to some of the data that's available that's sort of considered to be more quantitative information about the needs of the community. And the sense we had was that the powers that be that would make a determination of whether to bring a hospital back to the community would want to have some objective information. So everything counts, I think, like your perspective as
Mr.
residents
Cohen,
living there.
when you gave your presentation to the community at Tom Duane's meeting at Hudson Gill,
Yes.
we asked you how long it would take Hunter College to do this, and you couldn't give us any definitive timeline.
Right.
It is now February, almost March, and Hunter College hasn't finished the study. They haven't even started the study.
Well, they have started.
And
They're actually made a lot of progress. The only piece that hasn't been launched yet is the community survey piece, but there have been interviews and focus groups. So I don't.
Interviews and focus groups with who? People
Well,
in
you
the
don't have to-
community?
Yes, people who are.
Because the
well, not
questions-
everybody, obviously.
The questions were sort of yes/no questions where you just check off a box. There weren't anything substantive. There wasn't any substantial questions about like, what happened to you? How are you treated?
Sure.
What did you need?
Well, let me just
Why
say,
did you
let me
need
just
it?
underscore from the Hunter College's perspective. We were asked to do something, and we want to do it the best way possible, the fairest way possible, and the way that incorporates the tools of qualitative studies, so that so the community would have a voice.
right.
Not only the data that may show X number of people and Y number of people, but that our approach would bring the community's voice into the equation as well. I appreciate what you're saying to me today. I'll take these
I
to
just feel
and
the
share them.
college-
I'll share them with President Rabb,
Yeah.
and we'll discuss. And I thank you so much for letting your opinion and your perspective be known to us.
From our perspective, we consider the Needs Assessment Committee just an impediment to getting a hospital right now. It's a means that Nadler came up with to stall the whole process until the building
We
is
would
sold.
really like to get Hunter
And it's
College
that
to
simple.
speed up the study
Right.
if they could in any way.
Right.
We'd like the information given to the community as well as the needs assessment.
And it will be.
And we'd like it to be as quickly as
And
possible.
we're angry.
It is
We're very
February
angry.
now,
I appreciate
and
your-
we're approaching
We're
a
angry.
year in April, on April 30th, for the closure of the hospital.
Okay.
It shouldn't take this
I
long.
approve you coming and letting us know, and I'll
Thank you,
share
Mr.
this with President
Thank
Ray.
you. This is my needs assessment. It's
all
written
about-
on paper. 'Cause it's
Thank you.
flimsy.
Mr. Cole, before you leave, could you just explain to the public what the role of Hunter is at this point?
We're doing a qualitative health assessment of the community that's been impacted by the closure of St. Vincent's Hospital. And along with the information regarding visits to hospitals and clinics, we really want to be able to have the voice of the community be reflected in the decisions that might be made in the future. And we're using the tools and strategies that are available to that kind of qualitative approach to do an objective, have a quality product that we would share with the community. Thank you.
Thank you.
We went to Hunter, there was no incidents, and we met with Neil Cohen, who is in charge of the study for Hunter College. He said the same thing basically he said at Tom Duane's meeting back in October about they don't know when they're going to get the study done. But we know it's not a complicated study, it's a simple study. This university's been around since 1870. They've been doing studies for 60 years. So why is it taking them so long? Why are they dragging their feet? Why is the needs assessment dragging their feet? That's the whole problem. We need a hospital.
My name is Mel Stevens. I'm a member of ACTA, and one of the expressions we used was faceless bureaucrats. And this guy Cohen is one of that number, the faceless bureaucrat that sits up there, makes decisions and nobody else knows who he is. So I think that what came out of this meeting with him is now we know who one of the enemies is, and I consider him to be an enemy at this point.
Do you think that this quote-unquote enemy could be a potential ally?
No,
Why is that?
he's too much bought into the system. He is a provost of this. That was his title. He's assistant provost, associate provost. He's too much bought into the system that brought St. Vincent's down, and I don't see him being anywhere near an ally.
Do you share the same opinion?
Actually, no. I'm hoping that people will turn around and really put the public interest first before the bureaucratic interest and studies. I don't understand why we need studies. Didn't you point out that there were how many visits?
60,000 visits to the ER last year. I would think that would be proof that we need an ER, a trauma center, where it was.
So yeah,
No more paperwork involved. That's it. You don't need a college degree to figure that out, do you?
yeah, it's like this whole needs assessment. I just believe is unnecessary, and it's just unnecessary, and it's a barricade for the West Side and getting what it needs. Again, we are tax-paying citizens. We live in one of the most expensive cities in the world. The public needs to be put first before any kind of development, and the infrastructure is there for a hospital. It is meant to be a hospital. The population continues to grow, so we need to have a hospital on the West Side, especially for any kind of trauma and emergency situations, whether it be for anybody, children, the elderly, again, our firemen, our policemen in the community that protect us, our first responders. And, you know, God forbid there is any kind of an event, you know, any kind of a terrorist event. You know, where's everybody going to go? It's by ambulance cross town and cross town traffic. God forbid it's Christmas or Thanksgiving. Forget it, you're all dead.
And you know what? I would think the rich parents of those NYU kids would be very concerned about what could possibly happen over in the meatpacking district. It's packed every weekend. All kinds of disasters could happen. And those kids are going to be screwed. Where are they going to take them? They're going to get them somewhere fast enough if they receive a traumatic injury?
So what are the next steps?
Hands off St. Vincent. You'll see us in the neighborhood soon.